Yo guys, it's Michael from Chess Lifestyle, and yeah, today I've literally been on my laptop all day filming videos for Chessable. So it's been very exciting, and I've had a lot of fun doing a lot of filming. But guys, I'm completely exhausted. So it's gonna be very bold of me to even suggest doing a 40-minute stream, but we're gonna try our best. We'll see how it goes. But what I wanted to do today, just because I feel like it's actually going to be a pretty chill, fun thing to do, is basically just to play guess for Eval on these candidate games. I will just go one by one, try and guess the Eval, and see how we get on. I haven't really been following too much today, so we'll just have a quick flick through the moves, and we'll just see what's happening. For the record, my predictions, because I don't know if you've been following on Twitter, but Anish Giri has been giving out a prize for the correct predictions of each round. And I'm hoping if I can get a correct prediction, I'm going to ask him for a blitz match. Because he said that he's willing to give any prize, and I guess like most people, I mean everyone has just been redeeming like his Grunfeld course, like when they've been selected. But I reckon maybe we can get a game against Giri if we get it right. So actually for today, I have guessed that Vidit would beat Caruana, and Firouzja would beat Nakamura. These were my rogue guesses, but if I get it right, I don't think anyone else will have guessed that. So we'll see. But okay, in terms of Eval, okay, I almost just clicked the engine out of force of habit, that's so bad. But let's have a look at this game. So this is Prague against Nepo. We have a Petrov, we have a mainline Petrov, and an early c4. Okay, this is probably like, I mean, it's kind of like this. With the knight on f6, this would be like some ambitious way to play against the French exchange, but probably equal. But with the knight on e4, then maybe actually this pawn, like, you know, it's a bit less secure. Like this whole position's a bit less secure, right? So I like this c4 idea. And we get this position where I do like black, I think, given these hanging pawns, but at the same time, white's position is very active. Although black has put their bishop on this diagonal, which is definitely a very useful safety net. And black wants to just trade bishops. Aha, the point is to take this bishop, right. So definitely we don't want to just like, you know, give ourselves a weak pawn. Okay, this is some perfect 2700 complicated chess. And Nepo grabs a pawn. Okay. Feels just about okay. The d5 is very tricky. I don't understand this move at all. Why would you not take with the queen? We're literally a pawn up, right? We're 2 pawns up. Ah, okay, I'm blundering everything, so that wouldn't be very smart. So yeah, we want to take with the pawn then. Aha, knight g5. Looks a little scary. I wish I'd already developed my pieces instead of just grabbing random pawns. But okay, h6. And the position is about to go wild. Okay, so knight takes f7. Rook d3. Black tries to develop. Okay. Why is that not just a free bishop? I mean, yeah, like white sacrificed the piece, but now material is equal again. And white still got an initiative. This looks like great compensation for white. And we just had a move. So, time to guess the eval. Well, this looks extremely sharp. Holy crap, this is sharp. This looks like a sick move if it works though. Because we're literally hitting the rook, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop. And does white have a move here? I mean, I guess so, otherwise why would Prague play this bishop f5? So what? If we take the queen, the knight takes back. Right? Seems like I'd still prefer white, even though black has the majority of 2v1, which is better than the 3v2. I feel like the bishop's probably the better piece, so I'd just take here. And probably then, if that's the best move, I would give the eval. I'm going to give plus 0.3. That is my evaluation. Let's have a look. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Plus 0.5. And queen takes a5 is indeed the best way to play. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? 2700 chess lifestyle right here. Wow. Prag was plus 2. Yeah, I'm not surprised because he literally just had complete control over the position. I was thinking of queen e5 instead of bishop f5. Well, if you are thinking that, Lucas, you have performed better than Prag because this is the best move in the position. So queen e5, yeah, with his threat, looks very, very deadly. But I guess bishop f5 actually allows for this bailout that maybe Prag missed. And then Prag is going to have to settle for trying to grind out this position, which I do feel is better for white. So, okay, maybe plus 0.3 was a little bit less accurate than plus 0.5. But, okay, I've got the general gist of the position. And yeah, Prag finds queen takes a5. Okay, very interesting. Let's move on to the next game. So this is Hikaru Nakamura. I'm hoping for a Fallujah win. Even though I've got money on Nakamura, I want to have this blitz match against Anish Giri. So I am going to hope that Alireza wins this. To be honest, the way that Hikaru's been playing, it's actually been really... I've not been happy with how Hikaru's been playing. So I'm hoping that maybe a Fallujah win will knock some sense into him. But yeah, this position, we've just got this kind of Italian game, super sharp. Very interesting, but I have to say these close positions are what Hikaru does very well in. So, but then again, actually, I feel like Fallujah also plays very well in these close positions where he has a bit more space. So I actually think this is a great position that's kind of Fallujah's style as well. And bishop c3, okay. Man. To be honest, I like white's structure in the center more than this structure because whenever black plays c5, the d5 pawn will become weak and it will only strengthen this bishop on g2. So I feel like any kind of break of c5 is in white's favor, and if that's the case, then this c pawn is just a permanent weakness, right? Like white is going to add pressure on this side of the board, and I feel like white is just doing okay. My intuition here is definitely to give white the advantage. I mean, this bishop's not terrible though, and I guess that's maybe part of the reason why white, maybe bishop a6 is not possible due to this move, but like it again gets very, very sharp. I'm not so sure. But I do like this move. It feels like a confident move. That's my impression. I'm gonna say plus 0.5. That's my guess. Let's have a look. Oh, it's equal. Okay, so let's try and understand why. So okay, plus 0.5, very ambitious for me. So if c5, in fact, actually, black is almost taking over. Rook fb1 is needed. And I guess the point is that maybe c4 can be played, and then this is actually a passed pawn. But still, I feel like the strength of this bishop is just like something worth noting. So let's say rook fb1 is found. Like Fallujah will probably find this. And then let's say Nakamura plays rook a6, which seems reasonable. Bishop f1 is met by c4. Wow, and okay, we can even enter this complication. How does this go? Ah, we're not trading on b6. I would have thought this made sense. And then c4. Who would I even take here? I mean, this pawn is quite strong, to be fair, but this pawn feels so weak. Ah, knight b1, knight c3. Fantastic. Yeah, I can see why maybe white has a slight edge here. But I really like white's position here, to be honest. I feel like this rook is really well placed on the b file. This kind of limits the bishop from ever getting active. This bishop is just kind of garbage. If this is like black's best shot, and they play c5, and Fallujah can find this whole continuation with rook b1, I think Fallujah has good chances of like grinding this position out. Like I don't think it's so easy to play this after knight b1. I don't even know what Yeah, you can see that the evaluation is quickly jumping up. Like black needs to find some very precise moves like bishop d8. Yeah, okay, that's promising for Frisia. I think there's some hope. Who do you think will win overall? Oh boy. Uh, Actually, in fairness, my prediction before the candidates tournament started, I said Nepo, and Nepo's in the lead, so I'm gonna stick with my bet of Nepo. I mean, I'm gonna reckon that Prague is gonna choke this, and Nepo is going to win. And actually, the move g4. Does g4 make sense? I mean, sure you want to mobilize your majority, but there's still some pieces on the board. I guess g4 also strengthens the bishop. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, in a way though, like, as bad as it sounds, I'm kind of rooting for Nepo. Because I feel like it would be cool for him to, like, prove his consistency in the candidates and then give Ding another shot at the World Championship. And I think it might inspire Ding to, like, really take action with his chess. Because he'll know that he's won before, maybe he can win again. I'm glad I didn't bet £500 on Naka, too broke to betting candidates. Literally, Arjun, if you bet 500 on Naka, man, I don't know, I'd be finding that very deep well to... No, okay, that's too dark. Yeah, no, I'm glad you didn't bet £500. I mean, if you're going to put £500 on anything, go to trading 2-on-2 and put £500 in the S&P. What do you even call it? God, I've been working on my chessboard course all day. I can't even think of like basic terminology. But yeah, I've recently been getting into stocks as well and investing my money there, and it kind of made me realize, like, you know, these chess bets. Like, the problem with betting is that if you bet some money on something and you get it right, fine, you get like a result. But if you get the bet wrong, you just lose your money straight up, right? But compared to, let's say, investing in stocks. If you bet money on a stock and you reckon it will go up, if it goes up, okay, you make lots of money, fantastic. If it goes down, the great thing about the stock is you don't have to sell it. You can just hold it. And if it's a stable enough company and a big enough company, you can just wait and wait and wait. And if you don't need the money like immediately, and you're basically investing like money that's like kind of your surplus funds, then you can basically just hold on the stock and wait till it goes up. Like, maybe it'll take 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. But if it's a big company and it's stable enough and you've done enough research to know that it's not going to go broke, then it will eventually go up with time, like in almost all cases. So I feel like I'm actually betting money in stocks. I'm going to call it betting because it essentially is. But it's kind of like betting without the risk of like just losing your money. So... But £500 on 1c3 Venom, I wish I could. Well, to be honest, I actually have no idea. Like, what are your predictions, guys? Like, do you think it's gonna blow up, or do you think it's just gonna be some really niche, tiny course that like only a few people get? I don't know if you saw, but on Twitter I posted some feedback from one of my supervisors, and he said like he's watched a lot of introductions in Chessable, and my introduction is one of the best he's ever seen. So this was really, really encouraging. So I think like the content itself is really fantastic. The question is, will people give a crap about 1c3, and will people bother to buy a course from some random dude from the UK called Chess Lifestyle? Like, I don't know. Like, I reckon if Gotham Chess made this exact course and wrote every word that I wrote, I think it would be a hit and it would be a bestseller and it would revolutionize chess. But unfortunately, I don't really have the reach of someone like Gotham Chess, and therefore, you know, like, what can I do? So I think it's going to be a real interesting bet to see, like, will it take off or not? But all I can really do now is just try and ace the content side of things. And just hope that it works out. And I mean, I tried to do some marketing today of it, but yeah, I don't know how that will go. But okay, let's now take a look at Abasov Gukesh. So again, I remember following that we had a Petrov, but yo, Gukesh, are you serious, bro? Playing like this gambit line? Okay, Well, the thing is, this gambit line, I remember there was this great game of, what's his name? This Greek GM now, who played Rajabov, and he played this gambit line, and he just completely crushed Rajabov because he played a 0.00 position, but Rajabov didn't know the line and then got completely lost. So I have no idea about the theory in this gambit line. Way too tricky for me to try and play. That's why Gukesh was spending so much time at the start of the game. And we have a bunch of trades. I actually think this has been an absolute success for Nijat Apasov, because Black has this stronger center, I feel like, compared to this pawn structure. Black even has the pressure on the f-file, this strong knight. The fact that, this wasn't a good move and c3 needed to be played shows that I really think that Gukesh is like in some trouble here. Very nice developing move. I really back Apasov in this position. I think Apasov's doing great. I'd be really surprised if White is actually better. I reckon I'm gonna say minus 0.3. That is my recommendation. Yes, Nicolas Theodori. And I actually played him in China in a tournament, and I had like a +2/+3 position. I had some really incredible prep at the time, so I actually kind of got him. But ultimately, he's just a way stronger player than I am and completely destroyed me from a +2/+3 position. For White, I was White, and yeah, he completely wrecked me. But let's say minus 0.3. Yo, it's equal? I mean, +0.1? That's interesting. So after Queen C2, what is the point? How can this ever be better for White? This is actually fake news. Okay, I guess White gets the e-file. Maybe that's the point. And what if Black tries to challenge it? I guess this is very slow, right? To try and challenge the file. Like rook e1, I guess. Yeah, and this is already getting a bit uncomfortable, right? Like, okay, let's say we try and play like this. Or like this, maybe. Okay, White can play c4, trying to disrupt this pawn. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And actually, c3 is not such a passive move, but it's actually quite an aggressive move of queen c2. Okay, yeah. So actually, this whole pawn structure can be undermined with the c4 push with time. So actually, maybe it's not so clear for Apasov if this queen c2 plan with c4 can be found. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I basically got 1 out of 3 in terms of like my evaluations. Let's keep going. Let's go to Vidit Caruana. So my bet was that Vidit will win. Anisha's bet. And as I said earlier, if I manage to successfully get one of these predictions right, then I'm going to challenge Anish to a blitz game on his stream. Like, I don't know if he'll even accept, but I think it would be really cool, because everyone so far has just been asking for his Grunfeld course, and yeah, I think we can do better. So, very interesting, the c4 move. I wonder if it's theory. If it is, I kind of like it for Black, because they kind of just get rid of their doubled pawn. And this position looks great for Black in the sense, like from a Caro-Kann standpoint, they've developed their bishop. They've even got this weak pawn to play against. Queen b3. I guess you can't take on d3 because you just end up losing somehow. Yeah, queen b6 is played. Queen c7, fair enough. I'm surprised though that Caruana doesn't want to take here and double these pawns, but I guess like, yeah, the open a file is still going to be annoying. I guess this is just good. So queen c7 was chosen, castles queenside, very bold. And Black now starts to push. This is a very fun position. And d4 is exactly what you want to do. You basically want to say, Caruana, stop being a melt, decide which side you're castling, and I'm going to basically blast open the center and force you to make a decision, and then play h4, h5 very quickly. This is kind of a position where the evaluation really doesn't matter. It could be minus 0.2, it could be plus 0.2, it doesn't really matter. I feel like White has the better practical chances. That's my feeling. I feel like this kind of play on the queen side my intuition is just that it's slightly bit slower. And practically speaking, I feel like this d5 push is going to come real fast. You know what? I like this position, the look of it so much. I'm even going to give this like advantage white. I'm going to say like plus 0.5. I think that's my feeling. Lucas says plus 0.1. He says plus 0.1 doesn't mean white is better. I will get a signed chessboard by him. That's not a bad suggestion as well. I think I want the experience of playing a niche. I would care about more than any material gain. I think that would... most people will buy the PGN only. Videos are too expensive to buy. Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the written course is great. Hopefully the videos... I mean, so far the videos have been great. So I think, yeah, like, it's both going to be great. So, happy in either case. Hey, plus 0.8. Okay, I got the evaluation right. Let's go, Vidit. So Vidit can win? Come on, Ferrugia. If Ferrugia can win, and actually Hikaru's been tanking on this move. No way. He's fought for like 20 minutes already? Oh, this is a great sign. Abasov can hold a draw like a beast. Nepo can hold a draw like a beast. And then I will get my game against Anish. Let's actually hope. Let's actually hope. That's awesome. Okay. And guys, I know that we're supposed to be doing 40 minutes training a day. I am doing like... I'm doing like 40 hours a day of chess right now with this chessable. So I think I'm reaching my limit in terms of content creation for today. But I'm just very curious to see how the girls are getting along. And let's have a look. So, ooh, white has got an advantage. And I actually am like salty with myself that I didn't give Zhong Yitan a better chance. Because she's actually been like so strong in the past. And we have a Karakan. Oh no. And Nurgil plays this c5 move. Salamova plays c5. I hate this c5 move. I am a big advocate of the bishop f5 Karakan. But anyway, she plays c5. She doesn't get to develop her bishop outside of a chain. And obviously, you're going to suffer a great deal. So let's see how Salimova suffers. Oh, actually, she manages to trade the bishop. Fair play. Loses a pawn. But has some compensation for sure. This is such a wild position. Wouldn't it be great if like white just missed his threat? Obviously not going to happen. But yeah, very interesting. And I think actually I really like black's prospects of drawing this game, because even though white has the extra pawn, this is such a backwards pawn. The queen is so well placed. Fair play. Fair play to Salamova. I think this has been a great success for black. And then for Tingji, how is she doing? I have a bet on her to beat Goryakshina, and I really think my bet hasn't paid off at all. I don't think Tingji is playing so well this tournament. Quite a few nervous moves and decisions. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of this opening either. She's even down a pawn here. And she's getting some activity. But wow, okay, this is actually a move that gives up some advantage. And I guess the idea with d5 is to one day play knight d4 and maybe play knight f5. Maybe this is the point. But instead, she's played a move that's equalizing. To be honest, anything can happen in this game. I think like black is pawn up, but white has the slightly more active pieces compared to this. Anything can happen, I think. And wow, what? Oh, okay. It's just the queen trade. Okay, so how do we have this? We've got an Italian game. I hate the nuances with this h6 g5. When it's good, when it's not good. It's impossible for me to remember. I will never bother to try and understand the nuances in an Italian. I actually swear by that. Like, if I ever break that, I don't know. I could like give anyone any monetary sum probably. Like, I will never study the Italian game. It's so inefficient use of my time. But yeah, we get this interesting closed position. I really like how black's pawns play against this dark squared bishop. I feel like black's doing well. I mean, if this pawn was on f3, I remember there's some famous game where like the bishop gets completely shut out the game, and this would be completely winning for black. I think it's a Capablanca game, but here with the pawn still able to push. Hey, there we go. f3, and f3 comes on the board. And then bishop can reroute, and white definitely has some chances. So probably, even though the position is very close, I probably favor white. I feel like the fact is that this bishop will always be able to try and instigate some kind of pressure somewhere. And I think white is slightly better. So I would agree with the evaluation kind of in white's favor. Yeah. Lagno threw so badly last round. Yeah, honestly, like, it's rough for Lagno because I can see that she's got the potential, she's got the strength, but you know, it's just tough. Like the positions she had were also very tough to convert. And finally, then we have a Tarrasch opening. Another opening that is way too difficult for me to comprehend. And again, it looks like we might have a situation where we're playing bishop versus knight. And I would be so happy if Humpy could convert this position, because then that would really help my chances of Tingji scoring higher than Gorakshina. But I don't know. Is there really much hope? It feels like one of those positions that, like, I feel like at this kind of level, I would try and grind this position out. I would take on c5 and say that, like, I've got, like, decent chances of maybe trying to grind this position. And yo, h4. If h4 is in a position, this should be found. If this is a good move, this should easily be found. Like, I would actually find this. Like, not even kidding. I mean, like, maybe there's, like, some tactical, like, refutation here or something, but this h4 move feels, like, really, really principled. I mean, if this works, then this is going to be played, basically. I mean, I think it's really logical, and I think if I can see it's logical, I think Humpy definitely can. So we'll see if this gets played. But maybe Humpy will get scared that, like, maybe there's, like, some knight d3 complications and it's not so good. Let's just very briefly go back to our open games and see how these positions developed. Okay, so I think Nepo can hold this. That's my bet. c5 was finally played. Oh damn. And now Alireza is having a big think. Although Alireza should have been expecting this, given that Hikaru has been thinking for 20 minutes. So I hope Alireza will play a fast-ish move, given that he is down on the clock already. Queen e2 was the decision for Gukesh, not queen c2. Fair enough. Probably it's still going to be effective, like playing on this file like so. I hope Absov can hold. And then Vidit still has this very promising position. I would love so bad for Vidit to win this, because I have money on Hikaru to beat Caruana in the overall standings, and this would help a lot. And this was kind of my bet, right? I just feel like Hikaru's style of play, you've just got too many kind of like loose cannons in this candidates that Hikaru is just not going to play as well as a player like Nepo. Like if Vidit were to play in this style against Nepo, he would be risking the loss. But against Caruana, he has really good chances. So I just think, like, I think Caruana would have the best chance of becoming world championship if he could win the candidates. I just didn't think that he would win the candidates, which I feel like is still my bet. We'll see if Vidit can hold his nerve and convert this position. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Very exciting, though. Wonder how many pawn moves will be played in the candidates. Surprised no one is betting on the number of pawn moves. I didn't even see that bet was possible in the betting sites that I saw. I knew they used to do it on previous years. But yeah, I didn't see it this time round. But yeah, it's interesting. Hikaru's prep is awful. It's actually god awful. Like, I'm actually so pissed with Hikaru's play. Like, maybe it's, like, unfair of me to be so pissed, but I really hate this kind of, like, moral high ground as well. He's kind of trying to impose on the other players, like, oh yeah, like, why aren't you recapping your games? Yo, it's the candidates. Just focus on the chess. Like, you're a chess player. Like, believe in the fact that, you know, you can reach the highest heights of becoming world champion. And, you know, there's been many theories as to why. Like, yes, Rook FB1, let's go Fallujah. Like, honestly, I don't even care if Nakamura scores less than Caruana anymore, because I'm so done with Naka's play from these rounds. Just, like, feel like he had so much more potential. But looks like Fallujah is playing the most accurate move, and we will see how this goes. I'm very excited to see the conclusion of these games. And yeah, I think I am completely out of energy for today. Um, Fabi is the second best chess player in modern era. Probably, yeah. Probably, yeah. Especially Fabi peak, like several years ago when he was like reaching heights of 2830, 2840. But yeah, he is still just like a whole step below Magnus. He really is. He really is. And I think the one player that really had a chance to take that spot as second best player in Modern Era is Faruja. But the thing is, you know, you've just got so many things needed to be right in order to, you know, reach that status. And, you know, Faruja's just got, you know, his own plans and businesses and life goals, you know. So yeah, it's a real interesting one. Would you ever do live commentary of the candidates? I guess this is a little bit like it, but nah, I think there are better commentators to watch than me on the candidates. You know, with like all this like camera footage, it'll be way more entertaining. So I don't think I will do some live commentary. I have done live commentary before though. I've actually worked for the ECF to commentate some of the national tournaments, and that actually went quite well. Although I haven't been asked to do any more for quite some time. So yeah, I guess yeah, they found other people to do it. Not even close. 28.5x. I'm not sure quite what you mean, Lucas. He's the most deserving player to be world champion. I don't know. Caruana world champion doesn't quite sit right with me. I even prefer Ding world champion. Aside from like, you know, this last year, like had Ding just, you know, kept up his general persona and general play, I think I would have been very happy with a Ding world champion. But unfortunately, yeah, we don't see much of Ding since his world championship. But yeah, guys, we could talk about this all day long. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. Somehow, I am losing watch hours. Clearly, you know, a year ago, there must have been some viral videos. And we are just not making it to monetization. So the grind continues. We are around like 100 watch hours away. I'm gonna try and work out something. But for the time being, have a good evening, guys. Have a good night. And I will see you guys all tomorrow.